All right, let's talk a little bit about the draft. Duh, it is draft day. Ben Roethlisberger did an interview recently, and he said he thinks that the center position gets undersold. Like, he thinks it's as important a position as there is to a quarterback in the NFL. Now, the Steelers are going to have options available at them at 20. They consider Graham Barton a generational talent, according to Jerry Dulac. You've got JPJ, you've got Zach Frazier from West Virginia. Just how important is center to a quarterback? Is it more important than a tackle, in your opinion?
I've consistently said that it's not. I've said that the tackle position I would value more. My opinion is slightly changing as I've seen. I think Schefter posted maybe yesterday that in terms of like hit percentage on draft picks, I think the center position has been, upward like close to 50% in terms of first round hits, like starting immediately and playing. And I've seen a couple reports that have alluded to that, which is a good sign. I think they're both important. Listen, one's not vastly important. The other one's just, nominal. I think they're both really important, and it comes down to the evaluation of the player. I think you take the best available at that point, and if Graham Barton is their guy, and they value him ahead of a tackle in terms of just their grade.
Yeah.
Not positionally. Their grade as a player. Then you go center.
How can you get that true evaluation, and how can, there be reports that he's generational whenever the last time he played center was his freshman year in college.
Yeah.
And he's been playing tackle. I mean, did he play whenever we were down there?
He did. I think he's played every position, which I think adds to value for the center position. If you can snap and you've played the position before, certainly it's going to be faster. You're going to be dealing with more variety in defenses. I think probably the fact that he goes to Duke is, he's a smart guy, right? Which it could be somewhat painting with a broad brush, but he's all academic. He's, all the things you want to see, and he's position flexible. You have to know everyone's responsibility at the center position. You have to. Every call is starts and ends with you. So I'm sure that adds to the intrigue there and the lore to Barton. So it is tough not playing the position in 3 years, but snapping the ball is for someone that's done it before is kind of like riding a bike.
Sorry, Crowley. Would you want your center to be? You're still mad at me, Daddy Bostick. Would you want your center to be taller than you?
I was just going to ask the same thing.
Go to Hill.
I think candidly, for Russell Wilson, every center in the National Football League is going to be taller than him. So that's just the fact. Same with Drew Brees. Same with Bryce Young. Same with certainly Kyler Murray. So he doesn't really have a choice. Justin Fields, 6'1", probably going to be the same. Peyton Manning, no worries.
Do you think that would affect them though?
No, first of all, of all positions, they're the most bent over at the start of the play, and in most cases, they're moving one direction or another. So they're not standing right in front of you, and they're trying to help somebody. So no, generally speaking, a player that's blocking gets about between 8 and 12 inches shorter when they're blocking. So 6'4" to 6 foot, not going to bother you. Now, if you're 6'8", 6'9", and playing center, I'd love to see that.
Let's cut it this way then, Bostick. And your son, I now see him. Trey is in the producer booth with Nicholas Callis. So
I wanted him to get the full experience of, just being in the room with a savant.
Yes. Yes. And if you want to learn about radio, that's your man right there, Trey, Nicholas Harry Callis. I just have to point this out. Two things. One, is it little red hair in there?
Lot.
Are you a redhead?
No, my dad.
You're a bald head.
My dad, that's true.
Why?
My dad has red hair, and his mother had red hair, so it's
my little redhead's coming in today. Nora. She'll be prancing around here at about 10 o'clock. Yeah.
That's
Trey, you ever look at your dad and think, man, I got to enjoy this hair while I got it? Like, I got to get the Head and Shoulders lathered up in there now, because later on in life, I'm not going to be doing it.
I was doing the show Saturday, and I heard one of your ads for a window company, and I hope your kids see you just completely fold when a salesperson comes to your front door and tries to sell you something, and they're nice, and you offer them a Guinness Zero, and all of a sudden you've been laced for $30,000 worth of new windows when you just replaced them 2 years ago, and they can see the strength of their father in action. And I'll leave it at that.
I think he got the better of that exchange. The Fan Hotline is presented by Sullivan Super Service, providing trusted plumbing and HVAC service for over 50 years. Okay, on to the football. Would you rather, if you were Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, the Steelers take a tackle or a wide receiver in the first round? What is more important to you, Pat Bostick, the quarterback man? The guy you're throwing it to or the guy protecting your butt? Your bald-ass butt.
Who's protecting you? I just think with the way they're going to play and what Arthur Smith's going to want to do, line is too important right now. And it's proven. I mean, look at St. Brown at Detroit. You can find value at that position in the second, third, fourth round even at the receiver position. You can certainly find it at tackle, but I think or center, but I think the earlier the better. And I anticipate they'll go that way.
That's what we're thinking too. And you want wide receiver, and I do get that.
Unless they trade. Actually, you know what? Honestly, I still want wide receiver. Not in the first round, even if they trade. So say they get Ayuk, they cleared up the cap space, obviously. If they get Ayuk, I still would want a receiver in the third round.
I'm with you on that. See, I'm still rattled by the Windows comment, Bostick. I'm with you because I'm still not like totally in love with George Pickens and giving him a second contract. And if you sign Brandon Ayuk to a contract, which you would if you're trading for him, you're not going to spend $50 million on two receivers, so you are going to need to have a pipeline there.